I wish all songs could come this way, whether you just dream of them, and then the next morning, there they are, presented you. But Satisfaction was that sort of miracle that took place.
Released in 1965, Satisfaction became not just a hit, but an anthem of rebellion for an entire generation. The song would go on to become one of the most iconic tracks in rock and roll history, marking a pivotal moment in the Rolling Stones' career. How did this anthem come to life? Today, on its 60th anniversary, the story of the Stones writing and recording Satisfaction. It was 1965, and the Stones were a 3-year-old band by this point, and already had a string of moderately successful singles. Their first successes were covers of their favorite R&B tracks, but Mick Jagger and Keith Richards finally began writing songs for themselves, and As Tears Go By became one of their first compositions to reach number 9 in the UK charts. And then a few months later came The Last Time, another Jagger-Richards composition that was their first single to chart on the US Hot 100 charts at number 9. Momentum was building for the Stones. Touring increased. A new single was required of them every 8 weeks, and gigs became more and more of a chaotic event. It was now on Jagger and Richards to come up with their next single that would top anything else they've ever done up to that point.
I had one of the first little cassette players, Norelco, whatever, Philips, the same thing really. But it was a fascinating little machine to me, a cassette player, that you could actually just lay ideas down and, wherever you were. I set the machine up and I put in a fresh tape. I go to bed as usual with my guitar, and I wake up the next morning, I see that the tape has run to the very end. And I think, well, I didn't do anything. I said, maybe I hit a button while I was asleep, So I put it back to the beginning and pushed play. And there, in some sort of ghostly version, is I can't get no satisfaction. And so there's a whole verse of it. I won't bore you with it all. And after that, there's, 40 minutes of me snoring. But there's the song and its embryo, and I actually dreamt the damn thing, And I'm still waiting for another dream.
Keith presented the song to Mick as a folk song, with the riff and chorus already in place. It's possible Keith had the Satisfaction reference from Chuck Berry's tune, 30 Days.
If you don't give me no consolation, I'm gonna take it to the United Nations. I'm gonna see that you be back home in 30 days.
And then it was here in Clearwater, Florida, at the pool of their hotel, where Mick Jagger completed the lyrics to Satisfaction. The tour stopped through the Midwest for a string of shows. While in Chicago, they dropped by famed Chess Studios to record another batch of songs. One of them was the song they just wrote 4 days ago in Florida. But this version of Satisfaction was not to be the one we all know. It featured Brian Jones playing harmonica, and Keith's iconic riff was not played through the fuzz pedal box. It was an early attempt that the band was not entirely happy with. Strangely, this early version was used as the backing track for the band's performance on the TV show Shindig. From Chess Studio, the Stones flew out west for more gigs, and while in Los Angeles, they swung over to the RCA studios on Sunset Boulevard for yet another session. A few more songs were recorded, but significant time was allocated to recutting Satisfaction. And this time, they got it right. Ian Stewart had found the Maestro FZ1 fuzztone distortion box for Keith's main riff. Jack Nietzsche joined them on piano. And Charlie perfects his drum beat, strictly following the Motown Stax tradition. And a brand new biting vocal was laid down, which Mick Jagger apparently nailed in one take. Jones, Watts, and Wyman, along with producer and manager Andrew Loog Oldham and sound engineer David Hassinger, ultimately outvoted Richards and Jagger on whether or not Satisfaction would be their next single. The Stones left the session with the intent they would come back to finish the track at a later point, especially since Keith intended his guitar riff to be replaced by horns. The riff was there simply as a placeholder for the horns to be added later. What happened next, according to Keith? So he left the track and went back out on the road. And 2 weeks later, I hear it on the radio. I said, no, that was just a demo. They said, no, it's a hit. At least Otis got it right. Our version was a demo for Otis.
It was a sketch for what the horns should do.
Wow. So who said to you, hey, this sounds just fine on guitar. We don't need this.
Andrew Oldham said, boom, this'll do, Bubba. And once again, Andrew Oldham was a very important part of the Rolling Stones, more than most people who give him credit for or even think about. He was the one that pulled us all together and put these things together. And, after all, Otis Redding later said, yeah, Keith's right, that's the horn part, and did Satisfaction with the horns.
Satisfaction was released on June 6, 1965, and within a few weeks climbed to the #1 spot, where it stayed there for 4 weeks. Satisfaction stayed in the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100 for a remarkable 14 weeks. Satisfaction remains a classic, not just in sound and attitude, but in what the song represented to so many. Tackling themes of commercialism and social and sexual frustration, and rebelling against the status quo, it spoke to the rigidity of the 1950s and the outcast, the one on the outside of mainstream culture. The seeds of punk music were firmly planted. Mick Jagger on Satisfaction. It was the song that really made the Rolling Stones, changed us from just another band into a huge monster band. It has a very catchy title. It has a very catchy guitar riff. It has a great guitar sound, which was original at that time, and it captures the spirit of the times, which is very important in those kinds of songs, which was alienation. Later, the song was covered by Otis Redding, with horns added, which finally completed the original vision Keith Richards had for Satisfaction. The song continued to be one that captured the ears of many artists after its release.
I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. I done tried, I done tried, I done tried, I done tried. I can't get me no, oh no, and I can't get no, oh no. When I'm riding in my car, and the man comes on the radio, he keeps telling me more and more about that useless information. He's trying to mess up my imagination, and I can't get me no, oh no, and I can't. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get me no early action. And I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no, I can't get me no. When I'm watching my TV and a man
while they did not play it for several years throughout the 70s, it returned on stage in 1981 and hasn't left since. In 2004, Rolling Stone magazine named Satisfaction number 2 on their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Satisfaction remains one of the most defining songs of rock and roll, and 60 years after its release, keeping its place in the hearts of fans of all ages.
I can't get